And we're also joined now on the phone from London by Julie Lenars, Executive Director of the Human Security Center. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this is shaping up to be one of the closest elections in decades, but with nobody expected to win a majority, how clear will the picture be when the exit polls come out at the end of the day?
Well, I think right now nobody really seems to know what's going to happen. You know, who's going to be the next Prime Minister, who's going to form the next government throughout the 6 weeks of intensive campaigning. Labour and Conservatives have been neck on neck. That's basically still the case. So my prediction is that we either end up with a minority government with some unofficial add-ons, which means you would have one party in power and sort of smaller parties supporting the government on certain issues, but not all issues, not being part of a formal coalition, or we indeed end up with a coalition of what looks like 3 or even more parties.
Well, in terms of Israel, how do you think this election will affect relations between the two countries?
Well, you know, this election was really all about the economy. That's what everybody talked about, because obviously everyone goes through a difficult time, including people of Britain. So foreign policy, including Israel, took a bit of a back seat, really. But let's be very clear about this. This election is going to change, or potentially change, policy also towards the state of Israel. Certainly if Ed Miliband becomes Prime Minister, Labour gets into power, because his relationship with the Jewish community at home, as well as with the state of Israel, is rather complicated, very difficult, which is actually quite ironic because, you know, Ed Miliband would be the first Jewish-British Prime Minister. He's Jewish, he's not practicing, but he's of Jewish origin, and yet he doesn't have the support of the Jewish community. A recent poll by the Jewish Chronicle showed that only 22% of British Jews would vote for Labour under Ed Miliband's government, as opposed to 70% voting for David Cameron, and this comes down to a number of factors, really.
Well, thank you very much for your insight. We do appreciate it.